And so we have some special guests, and they are very much a part of today. In fact, they're part of the prizes and surprises. So we definitely wanted to look at our triple R there: refresh, renew, and rejuvenate with Ignition today. So very much a celebration.
It is absolutely a celebration. And we've got some people joining us on Facebook land. And so welcome to you guys as well. I'm going to be manning the chat over there. So if, yeah, make sure that you're joining in the fun.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Share that Zoom land link. So I'll go ahead and start sharing who I am. So I'm Liz Scott, for those of you who haven't met yet, and our journey. So, I feel like sometimes we have to stop and think about like where our journey is, because we have been a firm for a while serving small businesses, but we've definitely shifted a lot of our main focus over to consulting this year. It's been an interesting journey, and we've been consultants for quite a long time outside of serving our clients, but that is definitely a growing area for us. And it's because there's this huge need for us to be able to have input in the development space. And what we found is that the more input that we give, the more that's being asked of us. So account mapping, being able to make sure that the data integrity, best practices, so workflows, integrations, all different kinds of options. So I have to say it's pretty exciting that in our space, that a lot of the developer buddies that we're reaching out to are very, very interested in our input and what we're wanting to see for our clients. So awesome. It's been a great journey, and your journey's been in development too this year.
Yes, it has. Like I was actually on a call with Ryan earlier, and one of our peeps, and he was like, so you had a really interesting month because you went on vacation for 2 weeks during tax season and then came back and merged a firm. So yeah, so it has been one of those months. So yeah, very exciting. So I am now the Chief Innovation Officer at Growth Lab Finance as a Service, and I am leading up a new team within Growth Lab, which is Satterly powered by Growth Lab, which is all about no-code accounting and process optimization and automation. So I could not be more excited about it. You all know that automation, apps, technology, that is my sweet spot. That's where I love to be and be working with clients. And so I am so excited to be, leading this team and focusing on that full time. So very, very excited. And the Growth Lab team is amazing. It was interesting because I've known Dan Gertrudes and Stephen Byler for a long time. We go way back, and we've always talked about collaborating, and it just seemed like this was a good time for that. So we're really excited. And the other cool thing is that our tech stacks are almost identical. So like the transition, whenever you're switching to a new firm, you're like, oh my gosh, all these things are changed. And it's really not. So, we use IPM, they use Carbon. So it's basically the same thing. We both use Ignition. So that was easy to, bring everything over. So it's been really cool. And we're all working hard. Transitions are transitions, but it's all coming along awesome. I love the team. And last week we actually had one of my new teammates, Corey, on, and we were talking about live flow. So that was awesome too.
That's very cool. Yeah, I wonder if anybody else is going through any type of transitions this year. Throw it over in chat, because I'm for sure curious. Oh, speaking of change, so look at this. We've got Ignition here. Ignition has had a change this year. You dropped the practice.
Yes. So since we last came on, I think, when was on here in January, we presented about Practice Ignition, but we are now Ignition. So you'll see we've got new website, new logo, new branding and messaging. I think it was a really fun, exciting activity for us to go through, kind of defining what Ignition is in our category and who we're going after. So we're really excited to have the new brand out for everybody. And at the end, I think we got a link to send out some swag so we can get everyone with an updated Ignition shirt or notebook. So we'll send those out at the end. Cool. Jenny's got one on there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Look at
little
that. I
eager.
like that t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. Just
Oh,
saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about our industry and t-shirts, but the answer is always yes. That and socks.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say that, probably 90% of the Zoom calls that I'm on, we're all wearing t-shirts. Like, who knew? Like, if you think of the accounting industry, even like 10 years ago, you would not show up to any kind of accounting meeting, whether it was internal or client facing, God forbid, in a t-shirt, but everybody does it now. Like, that has totally changed.
I agree. I agree. And, then I would even say whatever's below the waist is always questionable. Mhm.
I love you, Liz.
Don't stand up during your webinar meetings.
Right,
Mm-mm.
don't stand up during your webinar.
All right, with that, Ryan, would you like to introduce yourself? Because we are happy you are here.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Ryan Embry, I head up partnerships. I was on the first 2 sessions this year. Maybe you've met folks at events. We've been with Ignition close to 7 years. So been around a bit as we've kind of grown the company and the team and the product, which has been awesome. Yeah, we're super excited to be back on the Happy Hour to share some updates around the new brand. And yeah, I'm joined by Jenny Moore from our team as well. So Jenny, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Jenny Moore. I've transitioned from the head of accounting with Ignition to now partnerships manager. Longtime user of financial technology as well with my own practice, which is More Details. And a user since, might have to check the CRM on this one. I think it's 2016 of Ignition. So I guess you can say I love the product so much that I decided to join the team.
That is really cool.
Woohoo.
So having that journey of being part of us and then moving into that space, that's exactly what we were just talking about a minute ago is, that feedback.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a really fun journey. The head of accounting role was really fun too, but this is just a deeper role with deeper connections and really looking forward to seeing where this takes us.
Are you still practicing? Do you still have more details in operation?
Yes, that's right. More Details has grown up. It's like my 16-year-old daughter who came away from when I started More Details. I had no idea it was going to end up the way it was today. And I was looking for a little bit more, with my life. And 16 years is a long time to be running a practice. And I was looking to do a little bit more and I found it. So yeah, it's maturing. Similar to my daughter, they are driving their own car. Like I'm worried sometimes, but I'm here if they ever need me. And hopefully I've done a good job parenting both.
That's really remarkable. So that is not an easy transition to have a practice be able to self-run. I can attest to that. So congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
quite an achievement. Our agenda is to refresh, renew, and rejuvenate. Yep. And so I've got my drink here in hand. I have not been drinking yet. I should be. So I'm going to be all in toast mode today. We've got our raising a toast, and that's the thing that I'm going to be definitely doing. But before we move over to well, you're just going to see me raising my toast because today we just decided we would be drinking whatever the things were that we had readily available, or at least that's what happened to me. And so, well, with Ignition, do we want to ask some questions here? Because we've got some fun stuff planned. Heather, do you have some thoughts about before we get started with some of our trivia for our fun?
Do I have some ideas?
Well, yeah. So anything to add in before we start moving over to some of our trivia?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, first of all, I think everybody needs to give themselves a huge pat on the back for making it through our filing deadline. For those of you in Massachusetts, I'm very sorry for you because Massachusetts has Patriots Day. And so their tax season was extended until the end of day today. So my condolences on the fact that you have an extra day. For the rest of us, yay. Ignition, just to say something about Ignition, since I have Ignition here, I've been using Ignition for a long time. Ryan, I'm not sure how long. but for a long time, it's one
But
of
look at
those
my
where, like,
emails or something.
I don't remember not
Yeah.
using it, I
Yeah.
guess. But I don't remember the exact date, but I love it. It totally changed the way that I, build my clients, and it does free you. It was one I remember, and I think I've said this to you before on other webinars, that at first I didn't see the value proposition. Like, I was like, how, there's these fees, and I can do this. I'm already doing this. This isn't a point. And then when you're not doing it, when you don't have to do the billing and you don't have to think about it, it just happens. Like, it's amazing. So it was almost like, it took me a while to get on board to it. And then once I did, it was like, it's one of those where once you do it, you can't imagine ever not having it. Right. It's one of those kind of life altering things. So anyway, that was my ad. Liz, yes.
Well, I appreciate that. Talking about the dollars just showing up. I have a friend, I just looked to see if she was here. She's not. But I have a friend that she calls that reoccurring billing magic money that just shows up. And she's so right. Like, no more hourly billing. We transitioned first, just kind of giving our journey. We transitioned first from hourly over to fixed. And I would say we've been fixed for probably, I don't know, we've been fixed for a long time. And then the concept of value pricing, that has always been I sometimes think that we're almost there with value pricing, but sometimes I think that we're still in that fixed spot. And so I wonder how many people kind of transitioned from an hourly over to fixed, and maybe that's where you landed and not over into the true value pricing, if you want to call it that. But
it's interesting because I know you know this, Liz, but other people may not. I do the Intuit rate study, and I've been doing it for the last 6 years, where we poll our accountant community about how, not only what they're charging, but also how they're charging. And by the way, if you want to read the articles and find out how people are charging and what they're charging, you can go to firmofthefuture.com and put in Intuit rate study, and it'll come up. But anyway, where I was going with that was that we have seen a decrease in the hourly, right? We've definitely seen a decrease in the hourly billing over the past 6 years that I've been doing it, and even longer than that. And we're seeing an increase in the fixed. But what was really interesting in the last one was that the value pricing actually went down. So the percentage of people that said I'm value pricing actually decreased, whereas
That's
fixed
interesting.
went up. And hourly went down too. So people are definitely moving over to that fixed price. They're not calling it value pricing.
It's interesting that you say that, because that's always been the place that I land on, is I say fixed. I don't say value pricing. But I don't know, it's kind of easier in my head to justify, and I'm still putting in all of the pieces together. So it is a formula.
Yeah.
And part of that formula is the amount of resources as a human team that are available to share. That's not unlimited. So part of our fixed price does include the value of the human.
And we're actually gonna have Joe Woodard on in a couple of weeks, in the
Oh,
first week of May. He's going to be talking about pricing. So
totally.
that'll be helpful for all of us.
I agree. I mean, I would even say, Ryan and Jenny, whenever we're thinking about Ignition, I'm sure that you see a lot of the conversations or are part of a lot of the conversations where people are talking about pricing.
Oh yeah. It comes up a lot.
I felt like the first time that I logged into Ignition, back then Practice Ignition, but the first time I logged in and I saw the prices next to the templates as a suggestion, I felt like I had a buddy, and it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I had like a benchmark to at least be able to say, am I in the right ballpark? And you've got prices that are built in for just starting spots whenever you're talking about implementing an app or conversions. You've got some prices that are in there, which are helpful.
No, it is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. And they've got those templates, what we're going to be talking about in a minute.
And we have templates with prices too.
The other thing that I would just say is that I love the fact that Ignition, dropped the practice, and Ignition is now reaching into other markets beyond the accounting industry. And a prime example of that is Appy Hour. Appy Hour is now fully implemented Ignition for our Appy Hour sponsorships. And we were like, after we did it, it was one of those things, Jenny, when you were nodding your head before, it was one of those things we're like, why didn't we do this before? Why didn't we do that before? So now we're using that, and it's so easy. It's just so easy. But yeah, using it with other clients that are doing the recurring billing, public relations, anybody who is doing a monthly engagement, it's great for. So awesome sauce. It's my 2
Okay,
cents.
all right. I'm gonna drink to that. So
All
we're
right.
getting ready to have our first part of our fun. Like I'm already funning, but we're going to have even more fun. So here's my drink. And look, this is the only shot glass that I have near me. And it's not really a shot glass. It was just a little toy that was sitting on the desk, but I'm going to use it as my shot glass.
Hold on. I'm going to take a shot too. All right. I've got mine too.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my little Dirty Dancing.
And I can't get the penny out of the bottom of that. So I'm drinking it with the penny.
I took the penny out, but I figured that we were talking about this beforehand, that the penny that was in there, the alcohol will actually kill all the germs from the penny. So I'm okay. It's all good. Right?
I don't know how long this toy has been on my desk, and I don't know how long the penny has been in there. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Okay, so we are going to have some trivia questions, and there's prizes to go along with the trivia. Do we want to talk about the prizes, or do we want to move over into the trivia first? Where do we want to land with?
So let's ask our friends. Do you want to hear about prizes, or should we just go into trivia and then you'll get surprised when you win? We'll tell you what you want. The first person who answers is going to pick for the rest of the group. Trivia first, Nancy.
All right.
All right.
Good job, Nancy. We needed a leader. Let's see. Okay. So question number 1, what year was Ignition founded?
So wait a minute.
Wait,
is it
what?
the first person who answers correctly wins?
Good. Yeah.
All right, first person who answers correctly wins. So we're looking in the chat. So you have to type quickly, because as soon as you get it in and you're right, you win. So Miriam said 2010.
This is a tough one. The answer that's in here, yeah. I'll accept 2 answers, but
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna have another cheers to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait. All right, I'm gonna do my.
Let's go,
my-
champions. This is Sam 2022.
Okay.
All right, well-
want to throw one out there? I will give Veronica the winner, because I think we had our first customer in 2013, but the idea in like the initial founding, I think might have been closer to 2011. So we'll give Veronica the answer there.
Veronica. So
Yay!
what has Veronica won, Liz?
Prizes?
We have Ignition, Veronica, I'm sure I can find her email somewhere, right? I'll email
Yeah.
her.
Do you want to private message?
Yes.
Veronica. Yeah. And so you can send it either directly over to Ryan. You can send it to Heather and I, either one, and we'll make sure that you get your prizes.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
That was fun. Clearly we're ready for the second question, right?
Yes.
We've got this all down now. So question number 2, first person to answer this. Who is the founder and CEO of Ignition?
No Googling or LinkedIn.
No Googling. I'm watching chat. Chat's not moving.
Uh-oh, people are gonna have to. Okay, then maybe Google's allowed.
Maybe Google.
I don't know how you would know.
Google real fast.
Yeah.
Should we give them a hint?
Yes.
I don't even know.
It starts with the
Australian.
letter.
Yeah.
Google.
G. Yeah.
Nope.
With the initials.
That's not. I don't know who Derek Osgood is, but if you
Okay.
search practice ignition, you might have better results on this.
Well, if you fly out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the airport starts with the last name.
That's right.
So if there's any Canadians,
There we go, Miriam.
Yay. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I was going to say that his first name is also the first part of a Broadway musical,
Oh, yeah.
right?
There you go.
It reminds me of that Ryan, the guy movie. He's Venom, not Venom. I'm sorry. He's the other non-superhero villain kind of.
Deadpool?
Yes. Nailed it.
Great movie, by the way.
I agree. I love
Very
Deadpool.
entertaining. I think
So
anything
good.
that Ryan Reynolds is in is a really good movie.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've
Yes.
ever watched a movie with him in it and been like, that was really awful.
Well, I think that the movie that's most recent is Guy.
Yeah.
His name is Guy.
You're right. Yep. That was a good
Mhm.
one too.
It was fun. Okay, all right. So number 3. Okay, here we go. What is
yes.
Ignition's latest feature release? Oh, this one's hard.
Yeah, it's my new favorite thing.
My new favorite thing. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
And it's like brand new.
Or just any release we could. If we need
now
a
I
way
know.
to speculate.
Now we don't know it. I thought it was brand new, but
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Y'all need to give me another reason to drink. I'm ready for the
Yeah.
champion. Whoever does it, this one's for you.
Deadpool.
Yeah, okay, Nancy, you win. Just kidding. But I did drink to you. I love drinking.
So if I'm going to give a hint, and then I don't know if I'm right or not, but you guys can nod and say, yeah, that was a good hint. If it's a bad hint, you'll go, no, Heather doesn't know what she's talking about. So I think you can also, like, the word that defines this feature is something you can also take to the bank. Is that right or wrong?
Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Also something you can take to the bank.
I'm watching chat.
Doom.
Or
I'm thinking.
maybe it's something you should be asking for before a large scope of work.
I love that. Yep, these are really
Yeah.
great hints, y'all.
Yeah.
We didn't release checks if that was someone was thinking.
Oh, that's close,
Retainer?
Veronica. I would.
What's another word for?
Close.
There we go.
Yeah,
Ooh.
okay. Yes, deposits. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Deposits are all good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go.
Okay, Karen. Yeah, I think I wrote that down.
Totally. Yay. Okay,
Deposits
you
feature.
did it. I just looked at my chat. Yeah, that was kind of a funny little chat. You can tell I'm having a good time. So question number 4, when did Ignition first launch its top 50 women in accounting list? Ooh. This is always fun to see. It does warm my heart to see this list come out every year. And to see my friends get excited, to see, my friends that are both female and male who get excited about seeing this list come out.
Mm-hmm. And it's so nice to see so many new faces too,
I agree.
right? Like
I
it's
love it.
very inclusive, and yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it.
When does the list get announced this year? I know the deliberations have started.
April 26th is.
The
I
next
just
week?
shared the landing page, so
Nice.
maybe the answer is hidden in there.
Ooh. It could-
Ooh.
Oh man, Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy got it again.
Warm.
Yeah, Nancy's on her A game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Nancy was one of the winners
Oh,
last year.
congrats.
Congratulations, Nancy.
So Nancy, did you enter for this year? Or did anybody else did anybody else here with us enter? Heather?
So I won in 2019, I think, or 2020. I can't remember now because that was the whole pandemic period, like either before or after. So yeah, so I didn't enter again. I did what Nancy did. I was like, I want somebody else to be on the list. So I
Yeah.
didn't enter again.
Oh,
That's
that's
really
Somebody
kind of you,
nominated me, so
Heather.
thank you, whoever nominated. But I was like, oh, I've already done it. So same with Nancy. So
That was very cool. That was
I
very
like
cool.
that. I like that.
Yeah, sharing for our community. So what are we saying, Ryan? Are we close?
I think, wait, for the year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Nancy got it with 2017. But then
Okay.
it's tricky where it was
On
like,
fire.
I think in the slides we say 2018, but it was, yeah, I guess we'll count 2017 because I think it
You
was,
get it.
yeah.
It
I was gonna
counts.
say, because I was pretty sure I won in 2017, so I was kind of confused.
Yeah, because I
No
think
worries,
this
I wasn't
year,
judging.
I always get confused by the year system because is this year the 2021, but we're in
Oh,
2022.
yeah,
So
that's true too.
Well,
us-
that's, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that
So I
when
think
it
the
gets announced,
2017 was the first list, yeah, but
makes
it was
sense.
announced in 2018. So Nancy wins again. So.
Okay, here comes another one. So question number 5, what accounting software does Ignition integrate with?
Ooh.
But there's multiple ones.
I know, I need to
Yeah.
say softwares.
So you have to list
Okay.
them all. Is that
Oh.
right? To get it right, or just one?
Whoever can list the most, maybe?
Let's see what
Oh,
the
okay.
answer.
Everyone's going to the integration tab on the app,
Yeah.
right? QBO is one. That is correct.
And
I think Heather, you mentioned 2 earlier, or Liz did.
it's possible. Okay. I don't see another ad. Anybody else here? Somebody else wants to win? I mean, you know, there's
They're
only so many softwares.
Right.
I'm going to start going down our list and calling people out. Throw something in
There we
chat.
go.
Right,
There
Nancy
we go.
got it.
There we
Nancy.
go. There we go. We're like,
Nancy and Veronica almost won everything.
like
here.
we're on the. Can we say that? Can we
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we allowed to say the X word?
You were afraid.
Oh.
That's funny.
Not Sage though, but you could use it. You could use it as an offline system, but not a direct integration with Sage, but you could use it. Yeah. What about workflows? Some workflow platforms. There may be one that Intuit has.
Mhm.
Oops, I just gave away all
It's-
the answers in the chat.
Oh, Ryan!
They're done.
Zapier.
Ryan, congratulations. You win a t-shirt.
Yeah, I
Love it.
I'm glad you know,
Yeah.
Ryan.
won.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you know.
Well, I thought, it was just educating at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I know for
Good
our
job.
firm, we've done Carbon because we don't have Intuit practice management in Canada. So Carbon is our integrator and we love it. I like it.
And my firm, Satterley Accounting Services, was IPM, but now
IPM.
Growth Labs Carbon. So
There you go.
there you go.
Yes, it's so neat. Control scope creep, right? You don't want
Of
your
course. Yep.
employees working on tasks that you're not engaged for. That's
Yep.
what I like.
Very true. Okay, so now this is whenever I'll probably stop sharing screen because we're going to be talking and sharing our happy hour proposal templates. Yeah, this has
Woohoo.
been fun. So back at the beginning of the year, we were talking about creating some templates and we wanted to pull in some words that, you know, kind of resonate with our viewers and audience and practitioners. So today's the day that we get to reveal those to you and they'll be ready for use and enjoyment. So I'll stop sharing, and Heather or Ryan, are one of you going
Yeah,
to
I can
share
share.
those? Okay.
Ryan.
And you should
I'm on the
have
spot now.
sharing permissions.
Cool. So also, if you already have an Ignition account, if you log in, you should see it, but also I'll put a link. If you want to create a trial, you can just use that link here so you can see it. So let's share the right screen here.
Yes, I was very
Okay.
excited when I saw it.
Cool. So yeah, within Ignition, we have provided proposal templates. So what these are for is to make it easier for you to start sending proposals of all different types of work. So you can see we have stuff around tax. We have stuff around monthly bookkeeping, accounting, people advisory. So what we've got here now is around different QuickBooks services. So we worked with Heather and Liz on these to basically create 3 different tiers of service of QuickBooks related services. So this basic one here is a QuickBooks setup. So you can see it comes with a description of what we'll do, and then also service terms. Liz, correct me, are these what are provided to pro advisors? Is that where we took
It
those
is.
terms
So
from?
whenever we're thinking about the templates that are available for us in the marketing hub of QuickBooks, that is that words and verbiage.
And Intuit is excited that we use those.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
really great templates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me switch to
And
the.
I have to say, I love the idea that you're encouraging people to charge for setup because so many people in our industry don't, right?
And it
it really
takes
is a value.
time.
My gosh, it does.
And I don't
And you
know
have
if it's
to
happened.
understand the businesses.
Well, it does. And I mean, I don't know if it's happened to you, but I mean, earlier in my career, before I started charging for setup, I would do a setup and then they'd leave.
Right? You clean up their books, you get them. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like, thanks for the setup. It's like, what? Yeah.
You
So
get
this
really
is-
good at setups that way.
Exactly. People, hey, you should call that Heather Satterley lady because she'll set it up and then you just go. And she's not even going to charge you.
Profit margin takes a dump, but yeah.
Hooray for the
Sorry,
next person.
Ryan. Ryan's trying
Right.
so hard to be
I'm
serious and
sorry.
explain this.
Okay, so
That's
moving
what you
over
get
to
for giving away all the answers.
Yeah, so we're at the client view here. So you can see there's 3 different tiers of service. I thought these were very creative names that Heather and Liz and team came up with. So we've got the straight up, the mixology, and the bottle service. So the idea is you can kind of present your clients with multiple options, or if you just wanted to do a singular option, you could remove a level here. You can add additional services in here. So maybe we wanted to do an additional service that we didn't have in there before. You just kind of add or remove
Or maybe an
accordingly.
integration or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so any of that stuff could be changed here, but it just gives you a good starting point. We didn't have anything around QuickBooks related services, and we know a lot of our pro advisor customers are doing these type of services. So hopefully, I'm sure some of you guys on the call have likely come up with these on your own. So now we have these available, so you can kind of just pull those best practice templates in. Jenny,
Yeah.
did you have any other points on that?
Yes, I absolutely love the bottle service. So I was so excited to see, first of all, the QuickBooks setup because it does. You start a new QuickBooks file. There's all, you're changing the chart of accounts, you're making everything unique, and it does take time, right? And the other thing I was super happy about was seeing in the bottle service the QuickBooks Cleanup because very rarely do you get a set of books that are handed to you in pristine order. Otherwise, you're asking why, right? And I feel that as accounting professionals, we lack the confidence to charge for that. And it's massive when you think of what our scope is involved, right? So I thought it was neat. And I loved how you just kept it very simple and made it available for users to expand on it if they want. Like you were saying with the apps, like e-commerce is a big one for us at More Details. So we're dealing with BigCommerce and Shopify and all those types of integrations. Those have a different line item, and it's really easy to add on to this. This isn't like a static, you have to use this. It's like a suggestion template, and you can move with it. So I love it, ladies. I think you did a great job.
Well, that's exciting. I'm really, really happy that this exists now, because one of my favorite pieces of using the templates is being able to say, yeah, every single client's going to have, maybe I might list out bank accounts that I'm going to need to edit, or maybe I would list out some loans that I need to edit. But to think about all of the areas, maybe all of the accounts, they're already inside of the template. And so it gives you a place to begin, and then you tweak it as you need to. But that's the hardest part, I always think, is just getting started. And it's really easy to go and critique and go, well, that doesn't apply to me. But getting started, it's really, really difficult to have a beginning spot.
What I loved about it too is when I started using the 3-tier, because it was an added feature. So we were using at that time PI, but now I. And when they rolled out the 3-tier, we had to go in and reset up, some things, and having the templates in there was really helpful because we were able to choose a template and then go through and align it to how our pricing structure was in our firm. And so definitely having those templates is a huge time saver, because you're right. When you're looking at a blank slate, it's so hard to get started because you don't know where to begin. And you're not, when you have something to kind of follow along, you can become creative. So I love that.
I do too. I'm really happy about them, and I'm very, very, very excited that they didn't exist before for QuickBooks, and that's where so many of us land, is in the QuickBooks world. So it is nice to have very, in your own ecosystem,
Right.
some words designed around that. So thank you, Ryan, because you really were a huge contributor to making that happen. So we're
Thanks,
grateful.
guys. Yeah, no, we're excited we could get them in there. And now the Appy Hour logo lives within Ignition forever.
I can't believe it. I didn't expect
that.
that.
Yeah.
It looks adorable.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun because we have so much serious stuff that we have to do.
Right.
So
How many of it, throw in the chat if you're a tax accountant and you were working yesterday or even last night. Yep.
painful.
Nancy was doing it. Yep. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. So what time did you guys finish yesterday? Anybody want to share that? Anybody? Midnight. Oh, Baron, this one's for you.
That's right. Oh, wait, I'll join you. Oh, I already filled it up. Well, I'm glad that
guys.
as a group, we get together and we have moments like this to celebrate, because we do have more to celebrate. And I was telling y'all about surprises. So I think that this is really, really, it's near and dear to our heart. As conference season is gearing up, we're traveling more. And this means that Accounting Web is happening soon. Is anybody in here going to Accounting Web?
I'll be there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Did you say, Ryan, you'll be there too?
Yep, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So Jenny, will you be there?
Not this time.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I'll be living vicariously through
Yeah,
Ryan's experience. So
Well, scaling is coming up too. Yeah.
yes,
Scaling
I'll
New
be at
Heights.
scaling. Yes.
Scaling and Engage, right? When is Engage this
Yeah.
year? Is it early June again?
June.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
going to that one as well.
Oh, Accounting Web. I'll drop the Accounting Web Summit info in. It's the first year of Accounting Web Summit.
It is. And it's right around the corner. It's in 3 weeks. And
Thank you, Brian. You beat me to it.
Quick.
You're so quick.
so there's a couple of conferences that are on our radar, but I didn't think, and each time I'm so lucky that I get to see Heather at each one of these conferences, but I didn't feel like I got to see Heather enough. So funny stuff. Last week, Heather said, well, my daughter's in Rocky Horror Picture Show, the musical. And I was like, what? It's like one of my all-time favorites. All-time favorite. That's such a cool character. And her personality, oh my gosh, I can hardly wait. Anyway, so Heather said, this was happening. And I don't know if she was joking or not, but she said, do you want to go? And I was like, yes. So whether she was joking or not, I'm headed on a plane on Thursday to come to see Heather and to see her daughter. I'm super excited. It'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. More antics. So I'm sure we'll be doing some fun things and sharing them with everybody. So
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm going to be eating all kinds of seafood because I'm in Oklahoma, so we don't have seafood. We have frozen stuff.
no, it's gonna be super fun.
Not nearly as cool. But Heather and I have been talking about something for a while. And this is part of the big reveal of this really cool thing that maybe you've been seeing a couple breadcrumbs on social. And we had a on-site visit a while back and was lovely and super fun. But Heather and I have been wanting to have a get together with our some of our peers that do some education and do some different things. And I'm going to go ahead and share this, and then go ahead, Heather. Do you want to share the big reveal?
Yeah. So Liz and I had this idea, and it wasn't really super recent, and we've had it for a while. We wanted to create a retreat event where we could bring in educators that are in the accounting space, that are out there giving to our community and sharing our experiences, bring together developers that are creating the magic and the tools that we use to run our firms, and also shaping the future of the industry, right? And into an environment where we can ideate and work together to talk about, what does the future look like? And part of the thing that we really, really, really wanted to do was to open up the door for new people to come into that circle. So you see, at conferences, we have a lot of people that are, speaking at the same conferences. And a lot of times there's people with really great ideas that just need that foot in the door to get a seat at the table and share their ideas and be part of the conversation. And Liz and I we really wanted to make that happen. So we came up with this idea of having a camp. We decided, let's do an happy hour camp where we can bring together a group of people with, technology partners and people that are willing to get up and share what they know about the industry, and are willing to, collaborate and help shape the industry. And so we have decided to do a retreat, which is going to be happening in September. And it is going to be the bringing together of accounting educators. So people that are getting up and talking to our fellow accounting professionals that have ideas and are willing to share and have that giving mindset. The app developers that are creating the solutions that we're using to serve our clients. And then the up and coming educators, the ones that really want to get in, that they have something to stay and they just need that foot in the door to start building those relationships with the existing accounting educators and the developers. And so we're doing it. It's happening. And we want people to be a part of it. So we're excited to announce it. It's Happy Hour Camp. It's happening September 19th through the 21st. It's going to be a very small, intimate, not intuit, intimate event. And it's going to be a place where we can get together. We're going to be bringing in speakers. A few are within our industry, but most of them are outside of our industry. So we wanted to bring people in that can teach us skills about how do we effectively educate? How do we make sure that our messages are getting across in the right way and the way we intend? So bringing education to our community that really helps us to all grow and elevate together. So super excited about it. What did I miss, Lynn?
It was very exciting. Well, I think that the camp part of it speaks volumes too. I love camping, and we were very mindful of small spaces, and not space because this is a huge space, but we were very mindful of small gatherings. And so we understand that, it's kind of comfortable being in a small group. So this really is, it's under 100 people, so it will be small, but we did want to bring together to be able to have that collaboration. A lot of times it does happen in small settings and small groups. So we're having some things that are planned throughout the retreat to make sure that we're having these breakfast events where we get to hear a lot of we're going to have some of our developer friends that are going to be there, and they're going to be sharing why did that solution get created and who is the target audience, and making sure that we understand their mission, and then giving feedback about what do we think about those solutions and the kinds of things that we're looking for. So being able to have these ideas where we can innovate.
Yeah, and I mean, as Liz was saying, one of the things that she and I really love is working with the developers that are creating the technology. We actually spend a lot of time doing that, and I know most of the people that join us for Happy Hour, that's one of the reasons that they join us for Happy Hour, because they enjoy that too. And so having these ideation sessions is really about bringing the developers and the accountants together to have the conversation about, what are the pain points? How can the solutions, really, really make an impact for our clients and our firms? So we actually, Liz and I have attended a couple of hackathons that Intuit, they used to put them on. And it was actually really magical to see that process happen. We went in and having the developers talk to the accountants and talk about the problems that they're facing, and then watch that magic start to unfold, and the excitement of both the accountant and the developer, like, can you actually do that? And have them say, yeah, like that. There's nothing like that, is to have somebody say, I can actually build that for you. So super excited. And that's really what we wanted to bring, is that excitement to, to our community. So yay.
And I would even say at the end of every day, what we're going to be doing, because we realize that this is going to be a small group, but we want the conversation to be throughout our entire community. So in the evenings, we have one of our special people in our team that is going to be doing, leading the fireside chats in the evenings, and being able to share what happened throughout the day, about our journey. And then being able to also, there will be a Facebook post that will happen with a Facebook Live at the end of the day, to be able to recap and connect with our community, what's happening, what's going on, what has the day been like, who talked, what do they talk about. So we want to make sure that we're including everybody from our community who may not be able to be there, or, it's maybe not right fit for being an educator, but you still want to know what's going on. Like, I really like knowing what's going on. So we want to make sure that we share that in the evenings.
Definitely.
So here's our landing page, and I can't take an ounce of credit for happyhourcamp.com. That website was built 100% by the people who are behind the scenes. Sarah and Katie, they create a lot of the magic that you see. So the website is gorgeous, and there's a lot that's happening there. So you can definitely see more information on the website. There's an application for, do you meet some of those criteria for being an educator? Do you want to be an educator? Are you somebody in that space? So like Heather was saying, it's really important for us to have some of these up and comers join and have an opportunity, just like many of us in the very beginning, we had to have somebody who helped us with that opportunity.
And yeah, definitely go check it out. Fill out, there's an application if you want to apply to attend. So please fill that out. And yeah, I'm just so excited about this. This is really, it's kind of a dream come true for Liz and I, to actually be able to bring this to our community. So just super, super fun.
And we have special guests that will be there. So Ignition, we're really excited to announce, will also be at camp.
Woohoo! Yeah.
We only wanted to have a few solutions that were there, and we didn't want to have so one from each industry to be able to weigh in. And we are really, really happy to have Ignition as part of our camp.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be
Thank you for
amazing.
inviting us.
What?
Do you see what's behind me? That's the location. That is where camp is at. That's what it looks like. So does anybody recognize this space?
I was just looking it up to show.
Does that ring a bell to anybody with movie?
I've got the
yes, Kim is 100% right.
Yes, she got it.
And then, yep, Kellerman's Lodge is where the location for our retreat will be. And for those of you who don't know, it's in Virginia, and Mountain Lake Lodge is the official name. They don't call it Kellerman's Lodge like I do in my head. That's what I call it, it's Kellerman's Lodge. But Mountain Lake Lodge is gorgeous, and it's this huge sprawling acreage with tons of stuff to do. It's ginormous, but there's lots of intimate places to gather. So we're really excited about the event and also the venue.
Definitely. And we're going to be doing some super fun things too, such as we're going to do a dance lesson. And we're going to, do lots of fun things during the day. So Yay.
Oh my gosh, and talking about fun, I just followed the link that Ryan, you just shared. So I'm going to share my screen. Cool. Choose your
Yeah.
gift. You want to tell more about like what you just shared, because this
Yeah,
is awesomeness.
so for all the people that won the trivia, I sent a link in Zoom. If anyone else wants one, they're unique links. Just email me and I can get you a link as well. Is probably the easiest way to do it.
That's
But
cool.
check your Zoom chat for the people that got the trivia right. I think I messaged each one of you. And if not, just email me
Awesome.
and we'll sort everyone out with a shirt or a pen or what other
Awesome.
prize you want.
Thank
So.
you. That's
Look at that
awesome.
shirt. I think I'm going after a shirt.
All right.
Yeah, I heard Jenny say they're super soft.
And it's so nice because it's not like a t-shirt where it just stops at like the hip, it goes further down. So it's really nice with like a pair of like skinny jeans, you know, it's going to be
Nice.
amazing. It's amazing.
I
Love it.
definitely like comfy. And it's like you said, t-shirts are definitely, they're great to wear at conferences, first of all, because then you get to say, look, I'm wearing your shirt. And I don't know what the bragging rights are. I mean, I don't know if you've got like any tick boxes that actually happen at the booth, like there should be. But whenever I'm wearing my vendor shirt and I am at a conference, it makes me want to go hang out at the booth and say, look,
There you go.
know if y'all look at those shirts and go, wow, that's a really, funny thing that person's geeking out on our stuff, but that's what happens in my head. So talking about visiting places, today's episode was super fun and I've had a great time with hanging out and kicking back, having some prizes, making some announcements, sharing templates. Ryan, again, thank you so much for making that happen. You're a huge contributor to that.
Yeah, no, that's
Thanks.
amazing. Thank you.
So if you go over to our website, thehappyhour.com, you will find this episode and other recordings. And then you can also join us via Facebook. Make sure that you're registering though, so that way you hear more about what's coming up. Because we have some really cool episodes that are slated for this next week and a couple weeks after that. I think, Heather, you were talking about the Joe Woodard episode where he's going to come on and he's going to be talking about invoicing.
Yep.
That's going to be super cool. He kind of gave us a little preview, and we've talked about pricing for quite a while, but listening to him, I was just kept on thinking, I need this advice too. So you can always definitely pick up some things from Joe. Auto review. I don't know how many of you have seen the new auto review in the browser feature, but it is so cool. If you have not yet experienced auto review in the browser, my gosh, I really loved the app. So for those of you who don't know, auto review is a solution that helps you with cleanup. It helps you with pricing engagements. It helps you with month-end close, because what it does is it goes through all of the bookkeeping inside of QuickBooks and it calls out any type of possible human errors or anything that it says, hey, maybe this is categorized in a way that you didn't want it to be, or you want to add vendors in bulk or something. There's lots of different options that you can utilize auto review for. But now not only can you just use it in the app, but there's a browser extension. And it's pretty awesome. So it flags the transactions, and we are going to have Hardik on with us next week. So don't miss that one for sure. And Client Hub is coming up in Avalara. And then, of course, all of you who are here that will be at Scaling New Heights, we will get to see you live.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody and hug everybody. My conference season starts a little earlier than everyone's. I go out, I leave on May 1st, May Day. And I'm heading to Florida for accounting salon. So, and then it just goes on from there. It seems like at some point I'll be able to stop and be at home for a little bit. So
I don't know if it's because I've been stuck at home the last couple of years or what, but I'm just happy. I'm happy about being able to get on a plane and travel and see all of you. Yep.
True. Well, thank you so much, Jenny and Ryan. This has been super fun. And
thanks all. Glad we could come for the celebration, and we'll see you guys at some upcoming events.
Yes.
And if anyone didn't get a wanted a shirt or a gift, just send me an email. And then I think I put the link in there where you can get the templates, and reach out if you guys have any other questions.
Thank you so much, Ryan. And Jenny, thank you for sharing your experience.
Problem. It was lovely being here. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.